Nexit was green with envy as Boris secured million COVID pills while EU stand around doing nothing. Brexit. Britain's successful order of a COVID-19 treatment has sparked the fury of Nexit campaigners in the Netherlands as they blame Brussels for lagging behind the UK. Merck & Company Incorporated has signed deals to sell over 6 million courses of its experimental COVID-19 pill Molnupiravir to governments around the world as nations try to tame the pandemic. The treatment, which received its first regulatory approval globally in Britain, where it is planned to be marketed under the Lagavrio trademark, is not the only one in the game. Last month US peer Pfizer Incorporated halted earlier trial of its antiviral drug Paxlovid after it proved to cut the risk of severe COVID-19 by 89%, outdoing the results seen with Merck's product. While a review of both treatments is ongoing in the United States, a panel of expert advisors to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, narrowly voted on Tuesday to recommend the agency authorize Merck's antiviral pill. In the European Union, Merck's treatment is still under review by the European Medicines Agency, EMA. However, faced with rising COVID-19 cases, on November 19 the regulator issued advice on using the pill for adults ahead of providing any wider recommendation. But the UK has already secured 500,000 doses. The move sparked the fury of Nexit think tank campaigner Gabriel van der Bloemfontein, who blasted Brussels over its delays. He said, "The British have bought 0.5 million corona pills, Molnupiravir. The Netherlands as an EU member has nothing yet, because our government wants to do everything in an EU context." With vaccines, the British were also almost 6 months faster. Without the EU, they are able to act faster, without bureaucracy. The worst part is that Brexit fearmongers said the British would face drug shortages as a result of Brexit. This has turned out to be an absolute lie, as the British have their medicines faster than EU countries and in abundance. While there are shortages in the EU, when will people understand that the slogan "Together we are stronger in the EU and we can make a fist" is just Brussels propaganda? This entire corona crisis proves that we are worse off as an EU member than as an independent country that buys its own medicines. Among EU countries, Germany said on November 19 it is in talks with Pfizer, Merck, known in Europe under the MSD name, and all those who have promising medicines on COVID-19 treatment. Belgium said on Wednesday it is in talks with Merck on to buy 10,000 doses of the drug maker's COVID-19 pill, adding the country is in favor of a European joint procurement. Following the emergence of the Omicron variant, a Merck executive said on Tuesday its experimental drug should have similar effects against any coronavirus variant. After an estimated 17 million lives have been taken by COVID-19, it is time for Europe to end its dangerous and self-defeating protection of vaccine monopolies at the WTO and come on board to support a wide and comprehensive waiver on all COVID-19 vaccines, treatments and technologies. Millions of lives have been lost, but millions more can still be saved. Germany, which has provided an enormous service to the world in funding and supporting the creation of the BioNTech Pfizer vaccine, must play its vital part in joining with other European countries to make this happen. I hope that the government of incoming Chancellor Olaf Scholz will take this early opportunity to show global leadership. Ministerial trade representatives from around the world were to meet this week in Geneva for the WTO summit. But because of travel restrictions imposed as a result of the new variant, they no longer will. However, this meeting was never necessary for a decision to be made. That can still be, and must be, done immediately. But that will require Brussels, and Berlin, to reverse their position. Until this happens, the pandemic will continue to menace the world, the inequalities that plague humanity will widen and the failures of the multilateral system to protect the rights and needs of the most vulnerable will be ever more visible. Europe must decisively begin to extinguish this pandemic, not fuel it. That is the message European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and every other European leader must heed. It is time for Europe, and the EU specifically, to finally join the rest of the world in backing a TRIPS waiver and share its technology and knowledge to work toward ushering in the end of the pandemic.